Welcome to Diamond Niners Weekly Fall Practice Edition. We are live on YouTube. It's Tuesday night. We're talking Niners baseball. This is Nick, hanging out with Kevin.
What's up, Niner Nation?
Producer Brad, behind the scenes, making it all work.
Hey.
And last but certainly not least, Coach Robert Woodard.
Hey, everybody.
All right, folks, it's been a while since we've been with you. This is the start of Season 5. Can you believe that? We've been doing this going on 5 years, Kevin. This is nuts.
Yeah, we're out here live at the Hayes.
We're live at the Hayes. We're back like here in person. We're on camera. Hi, Mom. So we're trying all kinds of new stuff here.
Yeah,
so
it's awesome.
Good stuff, right?
Great having you guys back here and talking Niner baseball. It's great.
Love it. All right, we got a lot of things to get into tonight, folks. This is actually the first time we've ever done a show in the month of September, so we're branching out, right? We're gonna be year round before you know it.
We're pumping out content.
We're pumping out content. Give the people what they want, right? That's what we do. We give the people what they want. So we're gonna get right in here. So let's take a step back here and kind of we're gonna get into fall practice, which is what this is really about. But since we were together the last time, we did play in the regional at East Carolina in the NCAA tournament. Thought it would be appropriate just before we move on, just to kind of give you a few moments to kind of sort of put a bow on that 2021 team and make a few comments in that general vicinity.
Yeah, I mean it's really hard to believe that we're 3 months removed from playing in the NCAA tournament and gosh, what a special season, spring, year that was for Charlotte baseball. And I'll forever remember that group of guys. And we met right before we went to Greenville for the regional. And we talked about after the NCAA selection show, and we were announced as being in. We had our last team practice out here on the field, and we started that practice out in front of the outfield wall, and we talked about how no matter the result, that team was going to be responsible for moving the needle of Charlotte baseball, and 5, 10, 20 years from now, when that team comes back with their friends and their families and their little ones, they'll be able to see the 2021 out there on the outfield wall, and they'll be able to talk about the 40 wins and winning Conference USA and just doing so many special things for this program. And I'm sure all the things away from the field too that the coaches aren't even a part of. I'm sure those are the memories that they'll be talking about as well. But they move the needle for this program, and will forever be indebted to them, and just a special year, as everybody knows.
Yeah, it's a cool trip. For anybody that didn't get a chance to make it down to Greenville, that was a fun environment. Of course, maybe won a little different result, but we had a great trip. I mean, that's a great baseball environment down there, Kevin. I think you spent some time down in the jungle, didn't you?
I did. I didn't go in the jungle when we were playing ECU. I went.
That's probably smart.
We played Maryland. I took the boys out there just to walk around and see. It's got shade trees. It's a great place to see a ball game out there, and love to play some more games out there in the future. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the getting to play the night game in Game 1 against Maryland, and just the offensive performance by our guys there. It felt like McCabe, Butcher, Knighty, every time those guys were up, they were hitting extra base hits, and so many guys on the mound just battling, competing. Spencer Geesting there at the back end, getting that last out. So, obviously you touched on it. The next night, electric game, electric atmosphere. Trey Starnes was a warrior and relentless, and you give East Carolina tons of credit. They're one of the best teams in the country for a reason, and they got to us. And then Matt Brooks there on Game 3 was an absolute warrior. So, but Ramsey for them, lefty with a great slider, gave us tons of trouble, and that's the way it goes. It's the difference between winning a regional and moving on to the Super versus coming up just short is small, and that experience is really going to pay off for this group coming in here in the next year, I'm sure.
Yeah, no disrespect to Gavin Williams, ECU star that night, but we walked out of that game. I said, we saw an All-American pitch tonight. We also saw Gavin Williams. Trey Starnes was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was an epic start, and couldn't have happened to a better person. So just really, that'll be a start we'll never forget.
Fantastic stuff. So let's move in. Let's move into the off season. You guys have had a busy off season. I know we always say that, but this season certainly stands out. I know that there's been some new assignments on staff. Thought we'd give you a little chance to kind of update everybody on that.
Yeah, absolutely. We've promoted Coach Bick to associate head coach, and no change there as far as recruiting coordinator. He's one of the best recruiting coordinators in the country. Everybody knows that. He's relentless. He's recruiting 24/7. Players all over the country to come to Charlotte and help us play in the College World Series here eventually. And then Austin Miney, our pitching coordinator from last year, has been promoted to full-time pitching coach, and we couldn't be more excited for he and his girlfriend Katie actually just had a little boy, Hudson. So we've got a new Niner in the mix as well with Hudson, and then we've added Phil Siebehar, who is formerly a grad assistant from University of Arkansas. Pretty good program there with Coach Van Horn, and he's worked with their hitters there for the last 3 years, so he'll be our hitting coordinator, third assistant here on our staff. And we couldn't be more excited. I mean, just we're 2 weeks into skill work and seeing the skills and the knowledge, the way that he's able to articulate, hitting and doing damage to a baseball, really with is so impressive, and he's got such a bright future as a coach. We couldn't be more ecstatic for him to join our staff here at Charlotte.
Do they hit the ball at Arkansas?
They have a bit of a reputation for having a good lineup there at Arkansas. So yeah, he's our hitting coordinator, and then Tyler Simmons, who's been with our program for a long time. We've promoted him to director of on-campus recruiting. He does so much for our program behind the scenes that people close to our program, certainly our players, are aware of. But just we've been really impressed with obviously Tyler, with our player development and our catcher development. And then we have recruits on campus, and just how his interactions with them as far as campus tours and setting up dinner at Fahrenheit, and just all the ins and outs and the details. So we've named him our director of on-campus recruiting, and again, just continuing to move the needle forward for everybody here in our program.
Yeah, Simmons even's helping us out behind the scenes for our program, getting us going here tonight. So he does it all.
He does it all. Yeah, he's a Swiss Army knife with, and he's one of those big Swiss Army knives. Like one of those really they have 60 different
with
things
the spoon.
On them. Yeah, he's not like the little Swiss Army knife with 4 things. He's like the Swiss Army knife with 60 things. So it's great having. It's great having these guys back and Coach Siebehar on board. We're having so much fun, and the energy each and every day at the field is fantastic. And truthfully, this is going into my 11th or 12th year here coaching. I don't know if I've had more fun in a fall baseball season here just 2 weeks in. So it's a great group.
One thing I forgot to mention, anybody checking this out live, we are monitoring the social and the chat. Producer Brad's taking a look at that, and
Jimmy says all together ? That's all I've got. I don't know what that means.
All together. Well,
we're all together in the same place.
Yeah, definitely. We are all together. We're all together in the same place. Is that Jimmy Touchstone?
That is a Jimmy.
Jimmy Touchstone's dialed in. So hey, Jimmy.
What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, Jimmy. What's up? So we especially love hearing from. We're big. Our ratings are big. We checked this over the off season. Our ratings are huge in Arden.
Oh yeah.
We ran into we ran into several fans from Arden that tune into the show. So if anybody in Arden wants to chime in, we always welcome that.
Arden strong.
That's right.
Arden strong, forwards and backwards. So you mentioned and this works us into something we wanted to mention. We met Hudson Miney at the Duke game. If you haven't tuned into this, or you haven't checked this out, the baseball staff took it upon themselves to throw a tailgate here at the Hayes and have people come by, and I'm sure they're going to do it again when the schedule allows that to happen. But man, there was some good stuff going on over here the day of the Duke game. Guys blaring music and people coming by, and what Toby fixes, Kevin?
Some Cajun shrimp boil, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah,
my wife's still talking about it.
Well, we had plenty of leftovers, so we no short of portions when Coach Bick gets on gets on the low country boil. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun.
It was phenomenal. So if you missed that one, stay on the lookout. When the schedule allows it, I'm sure they're going to do it again. And if you hear Coach Bick is cooking, okay, just get in on that.
Bring
all
your
right?
appetite.
Yeah, it was worth it. It's phenomenal.
I'll
So,
just add that Feet Davis has entered the chat.
oh, what's up, Feet?
He
What's up,
says, hey-
Feet?
He says, "Hey
Yeah.
guys, go Niners."
Feet's one of the longtime listeners, man. And we
Hey, Brad.
met Feet. We met Feet in
down in
Greenville.
Greenville. That's right.
We
Met
met
a lot of
Feet.
people in Greenville. It was great. Like you said, it was a great time down there.
Yeah,
Got
we
to
met
meet
a lot of people.
and just celebrate baseball and college baseball and the Niner baseball out tailgate in the parking lot. Jimmy Touchdown brought the pickaxe, did some pickaxe shots down in the parking lot in Greenville and showed them how to tailgate. So, yeah, can't say enough about how fun it was down there.
Yeah, that was cool. It was. I mean, you guys talk about it's postseason play being kind of a reward for a great season, and it was on our side too. It was kind of like a big kind of family reunion kind of thing going on down there, and everybody coming in and everybody was just excited, and it was fantastic.
Absolutely, no, and I mean those are the things that really stick with us. I know our coaching staff is just looking up in the stands before pregame and seeing all the family members who've been there every step of the way, and friends, and then also there's some family members that come from long distances that might be the first or the second time that they've gotten to see us, and that meant a lot too. So we appreciate everybody that made the effort to pull for us in Greenville. It certainly helped, and we certainly feel like we're gonna do everything possible as a program to carry that momentum into the upcoming fall and certainly the upcoming spring.
Yeah. So, and by the way, Jimmy, back to your question altogether. Yeah, we're live at the Hayes, Jimmy. So anybody watching, this is we got the ball field in the backdrop, man.
Best view on
in the
campus.
backdrop. This is the best view on campus.
Good to see the sunset here now.
Yeah, we're just sitting here checking out some baseball with Coach Woody. So, yeah, we're all together and we're back at the Hayes. Kevin, you want to talk a little?
Yep. Let's jump into the draft. We had
Yeah.
the draft was pushed back this year due to COVID, and it's kind of odd having a draft late in the summer. But we did have two Niners from our 2021 team drafted. Aaron McKeithen drafted in the 16th round by the Cardinals, and Bryce McGowan drafted by the Rockies in the 18th round. I think Aaron's out in Palm Beach playing for the Palm Beach Cards now, and Bryce is out in the Arizona Complex League playing for the Rockies organization there. So, yeah, exciting times. It's always bittersweet draft day for us fans because it means we're losing some players, but we're proud of those guys. Proud that they represent Charlotte in minor league baseball.
It gives us more pro Niners content too.
I know.
So there's that.
Yeah, no, I mean that's our coaching staff. In terms, we certainly have collective goals as a team, right? In terms of playing in the College World Series, competing for a national championship, hosting regionals, regular season championships. Those are all collective goals for us. But to do those things, you have to have special players, and when you have special players, you hope that those guys get the opportunity to go on and play professional baseball, and we certainly have that aspiration for each guy that comes into our program. So, yeah, as you mentioned, we had two of our favorites and our best guys are picked up, and the Rockies got a unbelievable pitcher in Bryce McGowan, and couldn't be more excited for him starting his pro journey. I think we all believe that he's going to pitch for a long, long time, and we can't we're certainly going to be following his career, and then Aaron McKeithen, yeah, getting picked up by the St. Louis Cardinals in the 16th round, and I remember that text message coming across my phone about the 15th round. He texted me that they called him and they were going to take him, and he's every player, they have it's so hard. I mean, this draft now more than ever is so competitive to even get selected, and you think about AMAC and starting his career at Tulane and then transferring to a junior college and then coming here to Charlotte and working his tail off and catching 59 games, to help our team do what we did, and you're just so happy for AMAC and Bryce getting that opportunity, because ultimately we know that the players that come to Charlotte, their ultimate goal is to once their time here is done, is to play in the major leagues and to make a career, make a living in the game, and we just couldn't be happier for them, and certainly all the guys that get drafted or have been drafted, they know they're always welcome here to come back and train, and because we want those guys to be around our current team, and we believe we feel like we've got a lot of future pro Niners on this roster right now, which is exciting, and but their time here is not done, thankfully.
Yeah, that was where I was going next, because there were I'm gonna let you sort of flesh it out more, but there were some guys that were draft eligible that made the decision to come back to campus. Some names fans are going to recognize and certainly be familiar with. Maybe you'd like to talk about that a little bit.
Sure. I mean, I think you got to start on the offensive side with Austin Knight and David McCabe. Those two guys coming back into our program. I mean, it's to say it's a shot in the arm or two shots in the arm is really doing it an understatement, because not only are those guys just phenomenal players between the lines, but what those guys do in our dugout and in our locker room and off the field, just from a culture standpoint and a leadership standpoint, you really you can't put a price on it, and you don't really know analytics team can really measure how many wins that those guys mean. So, having those guys back and certainly Christian Lothus coming back and on the mound for us and continuing his journey in college baseball. He was an electric weapon at the back end of the games for us last year, as everybody knows. Certainly we feel confident in him moving more into a starter's role for us this year, and I'm excited for that opportunity for him. As he's worked extremely hard for it, and there's other guys. There's other guys that had the opportunities to move on to professional baseball, and really the way it works. A lot of people, on the outside, it's not necessarily just guys getting picked where necessarily the best guy goes first and the next guy goes second, and the next best goes third. It's when you're a part of a program that is playing in the meaningful games that we're playing in, and you're surrounded by the teammates that you're surrounded by, and you put a value on that, and so it means a great deal to our coaching staff that those guys believe in this program and believe in us to come back for another year, and couldn't be more excited to see those guys put the uniform on and run it back again.
So let me, Kevin, check my math on this, right? Okay, I think what the man just said is that we have a All-American Conference Player of the Year returning. Check.
Yep.
We have Big Maple returning. Check. And we have CeeLo returning to the mound. Yes?
Yes.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is. And
yeah. So when's the season start? When do we, like tomorrow? What?
Yeah.
Friday.
Well,
We ready to do this?
Yeah,
I'm ready to do this.
Scrimmage one's Friday, exhibitions one's Saturday, and we'll have about between scrimmages, exhibitions, and 7-game fall World Series, we'll have about 23 competitions this fall, and get to see the guys go at it. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Ready to get started. So we're going to talk about that. Let's touch quickly, and I know we're not going to go listen stats on you folks. If you want a really good recap on what our guys did this summer ball, check out diamond9report.com. There's a summer ball right up there. But just to say, Coach, that really across the board, the guys that were able to get out and play this summer in the various summer leagues, we had some guys really have nice summers.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, again, there's almost too many to really kind of recount. But as coaches, we're in the summer. All we're doing is really roster management, and we're a big part of that is watching our guys, and going. We even go see our guys play summer ball games up the road. I even saw you at one of the games, and just following our guys and seeing their progress, and guys tore it up. Nate Furman, they probably have a statue of him in Winchester at this point. If they don't, there needs to be after the summer he had. And
we're working on that.
Butch and Fish and all these guys, just JD, playing in a college, Suarez playing in a college summer league, coming as a high school player who hasn't even played a college game. So many of our guys just did so well. And Goose up in the Cape, and Cassiola, being a Florida summer collegiate, pitcher, first team, and getting an opportunity to go up to the Cape. There's just, really, there's too many of them to really kind of recount. Jack doing so well in Peninsula, And our coaching staff, we follow it, and we watch these guys, and it keeps that excitement going for us in the summer while we're so focused on the next recruiting class or classes, and it's just exciting to know. Well, we're excited about the guys coming in, but we're really excited about the guys coming back, and when you combine those two things together, you can have something special, and that's what we think we have here coming into the fall of 21, spring of 22.
Well, I can tell you that that my family and I had a chance to see Nate play in Winchester, and I can confirm he has a following up there. He's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, he has
in
to.
Winchester. That was actually a cool little, nice little ballpark, cool little town. The community supports it, and Winchester's a neat little town. And I think maybe Nate could have been mayor.
Yeah, I mean, he's a future national recruiting coordinator of the year whenever he does get into coaching after he's done playing. Hopefully it's not till he's 40, 45 years old. But, charisma's through the roof, batting average through the roof.
OBP.
Yeah, I mean, he had a great summer. It was so fun to watch. And, it's great. The cool thing on the coaching side is that, you see a guy like Nate Furman come in and every day last fall he was the last guy to leave. I mean, every day. And last fall was the first fall we had, the weight room equipment in the indoor facility for guys to train, and he would lift with the team, and then he would practice, and then he would go in and do extra lifts, on his own by himself. And to see those guys get paid off when they do that type of thing, it's awesome.
Yeah. And as you said, lots of guys. Check that write-up out, diamond9report.com. We've got a full listing of all the guys, and so many of them did so well. And so, like I said, we don't have time. So many did so well, we don't have time to talk about them all.
I think we had two league batting titles and 6 all league players overall this summer. So lots to write about. That's good.
Okay, so we're homers, right? I mean, that's kind of what we do, but I don't. We've been following. Well, some would say that they're right. I mean, we've been following this a long time. I don't recall we've had some guys have a nice summer, but I don't recall a summer where this many guys did this well. Right. I mean, it was crazy.
It was
fun to watch.
It's fun to have summer ball back, and it was fun seeing our guys do well. So it was a great summer.
Yeah. So you know what? Enough about summer. Let's talk fall, because that's where we're at, right?
Absolutely.
You guys started workouts when?
Yeah, so the first day of class was August 23rd. We had our opening team meeting that Sunday afternoon, the 22nd. So, that Monday, the 23rd, we jumped right into skill work, and we're 5 days on, 2 days off right now, limited to 8 hours a week as far as just kind of, baseball and weight room training. So, just really trying to ramp the guys up. Really trying to install a lot of kind of our coaching staff's kind of philosophy and system into either reminding guys of certain habits or teaching kind of new habits to the new guys, and then really just trying to get to know everybody and get to get a feel for each guy, and because that's a big part of the fall too, is trying to really get to know the guys just. As not only as players but as people, and so we've spent a lot of time as coaches trying to do that, and we'll get cranked up here after about 3+ weeks of skill work with our first team practice on Friday. And once we get into team practice, it's about 6 weeks of 6 days on, 1 day off, and it's a lot of a lot of scrimmaging, a lot of exhibitions, and just really. This will probably be the most competitive fall I've been a part of as a coach, with this group. So I'm excited.
Right, and you look at the roster; you got a great mix of returning guys that we're excited about, and then some older guys we brought in, JUCO or transfer portal, and then the freshman class too. I mean, there's a lot to be excited about. How are things going meshing with the 3 different groups as far as the returning guys versus the incoming guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think with the core group of guys that are back this year, they understand kind of the way we go about things here at Charlotte, and we talk about the 9 across the chest, and that applies between and outside the lines, and so we've got the leaders that have a foundation of really what we're about, and so as coaches we kind of lean on those guys to really echo the message, and they've clearly done that. And this group showed up, clean cut, wide eyed, polo shirt, ready to rock, physical from day one. And not that that's everything, but again, just as a program, we strive to be clean cut and fiercely competitive, and didn't even have to say anything in day one. Here we go. So I feel like this group has really wants to be good, and you're only going to be as good as the chemistry that you have in that locker room. We know that, and so we're very thankful for the group of guys that are back here, and we've seen some great leadership from that part. I mean, heck, I think I found out. I think today, yesterday they were talking about a semi golf league that they've started, and I think they had 4 foursomes to go out there and tee it up this past weekend on their off day, and just stuff like that. That again, it's nothing that the coaches even set up. They're just getting together and doing stuff like that. Where maybe last year we weren't able to because of COVID, and getting back to those things that truthfully, I'm as a former college player myself. I mean, that's the kind of stuff. Obviously the big wins you remember, and the big pitches and the big hits and those kind of things. But it's those moments in the locker room, away from the field, and that those bonds that are created that the special teams have, and so our coaching staff, just hearing that we've already got kind of those things going on without us even coordinating is really great.
So with exhibitions starting on Friday, and then you guys have got Florence Darlington Tech, which we'll more easily call Flodar.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Flodar coming in here on Saturday, which I think that game is. What did we say? It was 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock
Mm-hmm.
on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
The stands open for that.
Stands are open. Yeah, the gates will be open. We'll take. We'll have batting practice around 10:35. We'll have batting practice at 10:35, 10:40. Gates will be open. Flodar will hit around 11:30, and then we'll get cranked up with the 1 o'clock first pitch. And it'll be a long day. We'll have to have some food in the dugout for the guys and that sort of thing, because it's going to be about 14 or 15 innings, because NCAA allows us to play as long as we however many innings we want. So we're going to try to get as many guys at bats and innings on the mound and reps as we can, and against another uniform. And we'll throw a lot of new pitchers out there that haven't pitched on the Hayes mound before, and for 1 or 2 innings, or let them face a couple of hitters. So it'll be a lot of fun. Be good energy.
That was going to be my next question. So folks can expect to see maybe an inning at a time, guys rotating you guys in, just letting them kind of get their feet wet a little bit.
Yeah, we'll scrimmage on Friday. So we'll actually have a lot of returning pitchers that family members and friends might remember from last year. A lot of those guys will throw on Friday in a scrimmage. They'll have about a 5-inning scrimmage on Friday, and then we'll throw a lot of new faces out there on the mound on Saturday against Florence Darlington. First one being A.J. Wilson, left-handed transfer from East Carolina. So we'll give him the ball to start the exhibition, and I'm excited to. He's right out. He's shown from the day he committed to come here and play for us in the office that he's a bulldog. So I'm excited to see him pitch on Saturday.
Okay, so with that, let's see. Fans are in the stands. Game starts at 1.
Mm-hmm.
15 innings. I know a lot of Niners are traveling down to Atlanta on Saturday for the football game at Georgia State. Myself included. I'm sorry. I'm ashamed.
Going for 3-0.
I'm a little bit ashamed, but no. If you're not headed down to Atlanta, which I think a lot of people are for good reason, if you're not headed down to Atlanta, head out to the Hayes.
Come on out
and see some of these new faces. So you kind of touched on working in some new folks on the mound. What kind of strategy can we expect on the defensive front?
Yeah, I mean you'll see some of the familiar faces we talked about, and with some new guys sprinkled in. So I would expect behind the plate. Obviously, we talked about AMAC being drafted, so out behind the plate, we're going to see a lot of new faces back there. Probably starting with Arizona transfer Caden Hobson, who's really been, who's really just impressed our coaching staff across the board with everything. So we'll probably start with him behind the plate, but then you'll see some new faces as far as Huck Wathan and Jocko Kineski and Drew Tyndall. You'll see a bunch of new faces kind of behind the dish. We love our catching group. They're that's one of our most competitive groups. Behind the plate, and then you go around the infield. You'll see some familiar faces with David McCabe and Austin Knight and Nate Furman and Jack Dragum and but you also see some new faces with Josh Madole and J.D. Suarez and Andrew Grandy and I'm leaving guys out, Hayden Brandon but I would say you'll probably see a lot of familiar faces on the infield to start the game on Saturday with one or two new guys, and then in the outfield you got Jake Cunningham in center field and Cam Fisher, transfer from Walter State, Blake Jackson transfer from McLennan Junior College where they won a national championship this past year, and Will Butcher's been working his tail off, not only on the infield for us but in the outfield as well. So we'll give him a look out there, and then some of the infielders that I mentioned, they also play out there in the outfield. So obviously Hunter Baker is back for us. So, it's great having him back as he's just, our coaching staff calls the outfield our squad. He's kind of the life of the squad. We got a lot of really good pieces back and new pieces in. So it'll be a good mix of returners and new guys.
I know you guys were keen on. I mean, when you lose somebody like Aaron behind the plate, I mean, and that's such a key position. I mean, I kind of think of like a catcher's like, if I could make a football comparison, kind of like your middle linebacker on the football field, right? He's kind of the one who's directing everything out there. And I know you guys were really excited about getting Caden Hobson. If fans feel like they maybe have seen, when you get a look at him, if you feel like you've seen him before, you did, because last time you saw him, he was catching in Omaha, which they tell me is a big deal.
Yeah, he was
playing in Omaha.
Yeah, he caught in the College World Series for Arizona, and he was in there at the end of the game. In the game, I think they came up short against Vanderbilt in a tied extra inning game. He was, he's in behind the dish, and just his skill set is pretty impressive. But not only that, just his work ethic. I mean, I think if there weren't NCAA rules, I'm pretty sure Caden would catch from sun up to sundown. I mean, he loves it that much, and that's in the 11, 12 years I've been doing this, the best catchers, whether it's Amac or Jacob Stallings or Tim Fedorovich or Brandon Martirano. I mean, some of these guys that are AA big league catchers. I mean, that's the common denominator is these guys that love to catch, and you've got to love it because it's a gritty position. You're taking foul tips, you're catching bullpens.
Mm-hmm.
But really, Caden, Huck, Jocko, Drew. I mean, all those guys are. It's a really great catching core, and they're working their tails off.
We haven't had a chance to meet Huck and Jocko yet, but we did meet Drew Tyndall and his family in Greenville. Mm-hmm. And if Kevin, is anybody more excited to be a Niner than Drew Tyndall? I
don't think so, man. He's all about it. It gets me excited.
Yeah, for like a year. I mean, on social media, he's jacked up about being a Niner. So it's great. It's great to see that new blood coming in and fired up.
Yeah, I mean that's what we want. We've been saying it every recruit that we sit here at the table in this office with recruits and families, and we talk to guys all the time that we want players that want to be here. That's one of the biggest traits we look for in the recruiting process is. We try to be a pretty low sell as a coaching staff as far as our program in Charlotte because we think that you look out the window and it sells itself. And then we tell players and families to go look at all the schools that they're really interested in looking at. And when it comes time to make a decision, we hope they choose us because, again, that's what we want to fill our locker room with, guys like Drew Tyndall and the other guys we've mentioned that just love this place, and because that's how you do special things. If you got to beg guys to come play for your program, then, when things get tough, they might not want to be there so much. So it's guys like Drew and everybody we've mentioned, they've shown that they love to be here at the field each and every day, and that's what it takes.
Coach, last week was a pretty exciting week. We ended it in an exciting way. P3 was here, and you guys kind of live streamed some of the the bullpens on Friday. I know I had some time to check a little bit out and see some of the new arms and some of the old arms. Colby Bruce back on the mound, Matt Brooks back out there, and some of the new guys. It's exciting to see those guys getting fired up and just slinging the ball, trying to pump those numbers up.
Yeah, Coach Bick and I we were up, we were on the road recruiting, but it was no shortage of being an electric show. As I kept getting text messages from the pitchers and the catchers and coaches who were here and just talking about, this is an electric show, and the music was slamming, and we had the 8 high-speed cameras or the 3D motion cameras set up for the semi system, and so we're going to get a ton of really great biomechanical feedback on all of our pitchers and their deliveries and ways that we can try to help them improve on the mound and in the weight room. But yeah, I mean that's what you want to see. I mean, I think you're probably going to start seeing more and more of those types of things throughout college baseball, just with the energy that gets created in that environment, and you can't replicate it. I mean, you're trying to, as a coaches, you're trying to replicate the game and the adrenaline and the intensity, because that's where guys are going to get the most out of it, and it's neat to see. It's neat to see, and that's something it's kind of become a staple in our program. It's kind of like all summer guys know that when September or August we're gonna have that kind of let it eat day, and with the music slamming. So cool to see, and our pitching staff gets after it in the weight room. They get after it in the field each and every day. So some of them putting up some PR numbers on the velocity side of things. That's great. I mean, that's part of player development. That's part of arm health, and that's where the game of baseball is going. If you just look at Major League Baseball, velocity is trending up each and every year. It's not everything, but we certainly value it here at Charlotte, both in developing it and recruiting it. So it was cool to see.
Yeah, it was exciting to watch.
That's cool that y'all streamed it.
Yeah, I saw Hale Sims was getting some assists on those high velo marks with the velo slaps.
Oh yeah. I mean, big country. I mean, him, Cassiola, they got the reputation now. If you're looking for an extra boost, 1 or 2 miles an hour, then those are your guys. They hadn't slapped me yet, thankfully, but they get after it. So it was pretty cool.
Can he make mound visits instead of you? If we need an extra little boost during the game,
there's a time and a place for it. It's not you might be onto something. Big country, go get him.
Yeah, we need one pitch.
So the velo slap. Now I didn't see this part. I was at work. Kevin was texting me about this. So you want to elaborate on a velo slap?
It's basically like a pitcher's going through. If you got 10 total pitches and you're kind of stuck on a velocity number, like you're 8 or 9 pitches in, and you're let's just say a guy, for example, is stuck on 93 and he wants to get 94, and big country will go over there and right behind him, and he'll say he's going to count down from 3, and he'll kind of go 3, 2, and before he even gets to 1, like he'll kind of smack him on the back a little bit and kind of like shoots the adrenaline through you, and usually guys jump 1 or 2 miles an hour real quick. It's our athletic trainer Travis Swales is on site in case it gets a little bit too, but we haven't had anything needed for our trainer yet at this point. So
Kevin, we might need video of. I mean, would you be willing to be the guinea pig here, Kevin? We could get.
Yeah, I'd probably have to sign a waiver or something.
We could get one of those.
I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it.
I mean, Coach. I mean, can we get that cleared? Can we?
Yeah, we can get that clear.
Kevin will take a velo.
I'll do it.
Yeah, it'll work. So that's fantastic. Love it. We know we've said this before, right? Velo's not everything, right? But you guys are getting some data. Who's the leader in the clubhouse right now?
I mean, I think our top velo this past weekend was Evan Michelson, transfer from Central Florida Community College. He's kind of a Craig Kimbrell bulldog, right-handed pitcher. He's up to 97. Christian Lothus was up to 96. Which I think was a bullpen PR for him. Had a couple of guys at 95. Again, I'm probably leaving somebody out, but I know Colin Kramer set a PR, left-handed pitcher, transfer from Northern Iowa. Just an awesome kid. Another one who really, since he moved in from day one, is one of the first guys in the weight room and one of the last ones to leave. So great seeing him do that. And yeah, we had some. I think we had some other guys hitting 95 and 94, and I think predominantly. I mean, when you've got pretty much everybody on your staff, touching 90, 91 from a coaching standpoint, that tells us we feel like we're ready to go. That tells us from guys, we don't have to lose sleep at night wondering, guys feeling good. We know the guys are feeling good. We know they're primed. They're ready to go to compete in scrimmages. So they've shown that they're ready, and here we go. Here comes scrimmages on Friday and exhibition on Saturday and full fall slate. So excited.
Yeah, we're excited too. We're excited. We got all this returning talent added with all the incoming talent. It's a good looking roster, I think, and I know we are biased, but
just a little bit.
We've seen a lot of good things.
It's okay though, Kevin. It's our thing.
And just to know, we're going to plan on doing a few more of these fall shows. So we're going to get to this roster. We're going to cover it from head to toe and talk about all these guys. But yeah, with today's show, we're just trying to get going for the fall and get everybody ready for Saturday.
Kind of checking the rust off, getting the cobwebs out.
Yeah, we got a new setup.
We're still working on equipment, folks. In case you hadn't been watching that, we're doing all kind of stuff. Right?
Yeah.
We're working the bugs out. It's good.
But
it's
a fall show. We're getting ready for the season. So
that's right. It's preseason over here too, folks.
Yeah.
So, to Kevin's point, we did have there's a schedule. We're right now. What we would say is we're going to try to be back with you on October 5th. That'll be after the exhibition. In fact, it'll be after quite a few team practices and exhibitions. So the guys have got on Saturday Flodar, as we said, and then on Saturday, October 2nd, we've got Walters State coming in here, and that's on the schedule of Scout Day. So I guess should be expecting a solid turnout from MLB Scouts as well. So we'll get through that and. Next time we talk to you folks, we'll have actual baseball that we'll be breaking down and talking about and actual performances. So that's awesome. Producer Brad, anything else did anybody else chime in on the chat? We don't want to neglect anybody. That's not what we're here for.
Just Ethan is shocked that we're in person. He I guess that's a good thing. He goes, whoa.
Well, hey, we're above and beyond, Ethan. We're here.
Yeah.
We're here. We're out here. Doing what we can. I tell you what, Coach, we're gonna wrap this up because we're about the end of our time here. Do this for us, for the folks that are going to get out here on Saturday. What do you want them to watch for? This is your first time getting you. I'm putting you on the spot a little bit. Your first time putting your new squad on the field against live competition. What do you like? What to watch for? What's the thing you want here?
I mean, we talked all last year about playing a full throttle brand. And I think it's kind of these guys have been kind of caged up as far as just the energy in the weight room and on the field and in the indoor facility and training, and it's like, all right, let's open the cage up and let you run a little bit. So I think you're going to see a bunch of pitchers getting on the mound, pretty high intent, getting after hitters and competing. I think you're going to see defense that hits the field hard together and communicates, and I think you're going to see an offense that, whether you're the guys are starting the game or finishing the game and they didn't start, I think you're going to see some good things. They've shown to be a special group. They've shown that they're excited to be here, and so now it's just time to put the pinstripes on Saturday and go get it.
All right. I guess I can't put it any better than that, Kevin.
That's right.
This is it. This is the start to season 5. I love it, folks. We're going to slide out of here for night. This is episode 1, season 5. As always, we love hearing from you folks. So hit us up on social. If you're watching us on here, you know how to reach us. So hit us up, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We haven't made it to TikTok. I think Kevin, you didn't start a TikTok account over the season, though. So, yeah, we hadn't done that. We're probably not going to. But anyway, hook up with us online. We love hearing from you folks. Hey, there's baseball on Saturday. Weather looks like it should be decent. Get out here and watch some baseball if you're not headed to the football game, all right? Till next time, we're going to see you, here at the Hayes.
Go Niners.